And when you're ready, Mar.
I'm so tired right now. Like, you talk about me trying not to be dry. Shake it off. You gotta wake up. We're tired, like super, super tired. But we here. So, how you feeling? Besides tired, obviously.
I'm grateful to be here.
Okay.
Grateful.
That works. Yeah, all right, so let's get into it. I want to travel again.
Do you have like a womp womp womp?
But right. but unfortunately, there's COVID. There we go. There's COVID. And that can't happen right now, and I'm sad because I want to leave like immediately. First flight out, 8:03 United. Those 8:03 flights. I mean 8:03. I'm tripping. 8:30 flights from United. Yeah, I want to go.
Well, I mean,
you don't want to go? Like
everywhere I want to go. I mean, realistically, if there was somewhere I wanted to go in the States, like that wouldn't be a problem. Although you shouldn't be traveling right now.
Right.
I can't speak because I definitely was traveling during COVID. But yeah, everywhere I would want to go, I really can't because it's out of the country, outside of like like the islands and stuff like that.
Right.
I don't know, man.
Well, we about to go into.
I'm sorry that my energy is very low. I'm just really exhausted.
Well, listen.
Oh, wow.
Because you like shake it off. Now I'm trying to.
I know, and I thought once I got in here, I would shake it off, and now I'm in here, and I'm like,
you want to hit some jumping jacks real quick off cam, one time for the one time. It's like, nah, don't do that. Don't do that.
Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Put your hands up.
Let's go. Gym class.
Put your hands up.
Like that. Do you need a shot of Casa?
I low-key did need probably a shot of Casa, and that stretch helped a lot.
Okay, see? Okay, that is something.
See? A little stretch. My little leg.
All right, so we have a favorite experience from a place that you've been to. That you've been, really. So
what's yours?
Everybody know Cali is my second home. So even though I had fun going the first time that I went in March before like COVID came and
COVID fucked the game up,
like stopped everything. I would definitely say the trip that we took in September was one for the books.
Definitely.
I'm gonna let y'all finish, but me, Kia, and Ron had the best takeover of the West Coast of all time, and yeah, we were just really like out there.
I have never driven so much in my entire life.
We really were just out there.
LA is already big, right? So it's like just to get from point A to point B is like 30 minutes.
And y'all don't know how to drive out there, but I love y'all.
Y'all,
like
the worst drivers
home.
in American history.
It's the second home, but y'all don't know how to drive at all.
But no, like that. For me, it was like the drive to Vegas and then the drive to Joshua Tree.
Yeah,
that I really liked a lot, mainly because we were out in the desert. And so it's like you saw everything. Like even when we were going to Vegas, like seeing some of the fires
that kind of
happening.
Fucked me up.
Yeah, that was wild. Like, but all in all, like I really did enjoy like the road tripping part of it.
Same.
Like that really was fun.
It's just a different type of environment out there. Like, I mean, even going, we were saying like, okay, Vegas isn't really the hype that everyone makes it out to be. It's basically
I think mainly because when we went, it was shut down. Like there wasn't really much to do.
But it still wasn't much. It's the Strip.
Well,
And
no,
aside from
because usually
betting-
when people go, they go for like fight night, or they go
That
for
too.
like the clubs, or they go for shows. Like I know when my mother went out there last year for her birthday, she went to the Michael Jackson experience. Like,
Okay.
so usually when people go, they actually go for like some shows and box, like, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, due to COVID, there ain't really much you can do besides eat and gamble.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't understand when we walked past that couple and they had their kid with them and they were like, "Yeah, we've been here for a week." I'm like, "What
Like,
the
what did
fuck
you
y'all do for a
do
week
every day?"
Besides
Yeah.
gamble and eat and drink at the buffet.
And then
like,
the fact that everything closes early.
yeah, I don't know, and I don't know how to gamble. I lost $1 and I didn't want to gamble no more.
I lost a few, but at least I won a chance to play 4 times for free.
You
I still-
did?
yeah, I still lost though, but
How much did you like gamble?
so I put in $1. We were playing like the little
Like those penny machines, or
something
whatever?
like that. It
dollar
was more like
machines.
the pulling the lever
Oh, the little
thing.
slots.
Yeah, and me and Ron kept saying they're cheating, so I just kept pulling out dollars.
I think they purposely do that shit so you keep spending money.
So yeah, they got me. They got my ass.
Damn,
Okay,
sis.
and then we lost, but
It's cool. It's fine.
that $1, I won a chance to play 4 more times for free.
Oh,
So you would think with those 4 times
you
that
would
I
have hit
would.
something and you didn't. Yeah, I only put $1 in and I lost, and I was like, "Yeah, fuck y'all." 'Cause I was like, I could have did something with that $1.
Yeah,
I just took it.
I
from
would
you.
say. Besides the overall trip being out there on the West Coast, I like when we got drunk and did the cha-cha on the strip in Vegas. But y'all don't know that. I just put it out there. It's not embarrassing. We put it on the gram. It's cool. In the midst of us looking for food.
We were looking for food, but we were also drinking. So we were like, okay, let's go. It was we stayed at the MGM, and downstairs there was a Fat Tuesday. So we was like, fuck it, let's get something to drink, and then we'll go get
and
some
we got
food.
the tall drinks.
Tall Johns. So we're walking back and forth. This is all 3 of our first times in Vegas. So we're very amused. We're like, oh, it's lights and it's very bright. This is nice. And then we're getting drunk. So we're just walking back and forth.
Looking
back
for
and
a
forth.
restaurant to eat at.
And then I found a barbecue spot and I thought it was open, and my drunk ass is all running towards it like some little ass kid. And like it wasn't open, and I was kind of sad standing there. And then I heard the cha-cha slide.
Right.
And I was
Because
like,
it was
"Can we
this
start
club that was
dancing?"
over there. And it was a bunch of people over there. And I'm like,
they
wait
was
a
having
minute.
a family
can we
reunion
dance?
on the
Yeah.
strip. Like,
So we didn't go over there. COVID restrictions. So we stayed, together and just bust out the cha-cha on the strip one time for the one time. It was lit though. Because
That
we
shit was-
casually fucked it up because we were drunk.
my mood
So
was
it was like a quick.
yeah, but my mood was when we went to Shake Shack and they were closed, so we just sat outside and they was playing Doja Cat, and I was,
Disappointed.
and I was like,
We
I
were
know the
starving.
choreography a little bit.
And then we just kind of got like a bunch of unnecessary shit from Walgreens and came upstairs and
I went
cried.
to sleep.
But it was fun. So E
It
for
was
effort. We was out there. So that's all that matters.
But that was your favorite like trip, like experience on the road or traveling?
As an adult, yeah. I mean, I went to Disney World, but I was also in like the 6th grade. I would do that as an adult now. Like again.
Big facts.
Like I will redo it because I know it'll be like way more lit. But I would say, yeah, Cali takes the books. It's just my spirit feel good out there. That's second home. So
Oh, that's good.
I will always be down to get a ticket to dip off out there.
I don't think I have a favorite location yet. Well, my favorite location is Joshua Tree, and we went out there. I would say, but outside of that, like my favorite location that I've been to thus far has been Paris.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I would have went with a different group of people. Mainly because I'm very adventurous, so I like to go to museums and go see other things,
Right.
and they really weren't into that.
So what's the point in going?
That's a question
Right,
I've asked
right.
myself, but
Okay.
we went. And yeah, like I really did enjoy it out there. The weed out in Paris is like
Really?
high quality, yeah. Like, and it was so funny the way we came across it, because we went to go get a crepe. I think that's how you pronounce it, a crepe.
I never had one of those.
It's very sweet. I really didn't like
Is it worth the hype?
No, not to me. It's not.
It's like Randy's being hyped.
Yeah.
Y'all know y'all dead ass wrong.
I'm gonna actually call you out, Shelton. I'm calling you out because when you went out there, you had like a big box. Here's the thing. I had never been out to LA before. Like I've been as a kid, but like that shit doesn't compare to being an adult.
Right.
So when my friend went out there, he took like a photo shoot with his Shit the Loop group and he had a big box of it. So naturally I'm thinking, oh, well, if he got a big box of donuts from
It's
there,
hitting, right?
that shit must be hitting. So we like, and plus we heard a lot about Randy's. Everybody go to Randy's when they go out there. So we was like, oh, let's go to Randy's.
Right.
And then we went there and I forgot what type of donuts y'all got, but I know I got the cocoa, what's the, like the cereal, the cocoa,
Cocoa Puffs?
I think no, it wasn't Cocoa Puffs. It was like the little chocolatey chip thing. No?
Chips Ahoy? Cookie Crisp?
Was it Cookie Crisp? It was one of them little like cereals. Like they had a thing out there where they was putting like cereal on donuts, and like I had one, and it was the most dry, disgusting donut I've had in my entire existence.
And for you to get some shit that's got like a topping on it, I kept it simple. I'm a strawberry with sprinkles type of girl.
Disgusting.
I kept it simple with that, and they failed me.
Nah, that shit was trash.
So yeah, no, Randy's. No, but y'all know y'all wrong for hyping up Randy's.
Yeah, y'all super wrong for hyping up Randy's. But yeah, so like we went to go get a crepe, which is basically like fried. I don't want to call it fried bread, but it's basically like some type of like bread or whatever, or like
a pancake.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
And then it's like you can get Nutella on it. You can get like bananas. You can get like anything sweet, but it's just too sweet.
Yeah.
And I didn't like it, so I threw it out. And she was waiting for her chicken wings. And it's one of those things where if somebody's walking by, you can smell when something's weed. Like you can, like you know when
weed
something
smokers know to automatically get
like
that.
Even if the shit is different, you could be like, oh, you got
like
something,
follow it,
right? Like, oh, okay. And like our nose just instantly, we was like, he got weed. And the dude that we were standing by, like who owned the spot, he was like, you guys want some ganja? And we were like, yeah, whatever you guys call it out here, yeah, that's what we want. And he exchanged, it was so funny for us because he was exchanging the deal because the guy only spoke French. So the guy was like speaking in French and the guy was turning to us like, so yeah, he wants this much. And we were like, okay, so where do we go? And then like he was like, follow me down an alleyway. And we found,
scary.
Girl. So we followed him down this Parisian alleyway.
Y'all better stop acting like y'all ain't never seen Taken.
We were literally like in like the dark. We were like, yo, I put it on Instagram too. I was just like, we're in an alleyway, so just in case we get snatched up, y'all know where we are. And no, he actually came back and he gave it to us, and like that shit was slapping.
Right.
That was high quality. So yeah, that was
Paris.
Yeah, that was like I would say my favorite experience yet as far as like traveling. So
okay, that works.
Yeah.
So you would go back again? I want to go.
I would only go back because you and Ron want to go back. So if we made it like that type of thing where like y'all would want to go back, then obviously
I'm talking about to Paris.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, because he wants to go too. So I'm
Okay.
like, if y'all were like, yo, let's plan another like group trip. All right, bet. Like, I don't mind going with y'all and stuff like that. But honestly, outside of like if we were to go, and of course my mom wants to go, so I think one day I'll surprise her with like a flight to Paris. But outside of that, the only way I would ever go back is if like me and my boyfriend are like, hey, let's do a romantic trip to Paris.
Yeah. I've never been one of those girls that's like, oh, I'm gonna take me to Paris, London.
Me neither, but I know
we
some
could go
people,
other places. Cali was really always there for me.
Some people like it because it does have an air of romance, but not as much as they hype it up to be. It's really not that romantic.
Right. All right.
What's the next topic on the list, sis?
Are you a fun girl? These are all our fun topics. Y'all know we like to do this in the beginning. But are you a fun girl? And why?
Okay, so this actually came from a conversation that Khai and I had because I told her that like I feel like guys only see me as a fun girl. And then we had to figure out what the definition of that was. Mm-hmm. So obviously it stems from the song by Summer Walker, Fun Girl. But my definition of what a fun girl isn't necessarily like someone who, I know like she tried to insinuate it as like the guy basically didn't want to like talk to her or holler at her or whatever the case may be, or take her serious because she was more experienced or something like that. Mm-hmm. But in my case, it's more so like the girl with the great personality, has a lot going for herself. Maybe she is more experienced than the average girl, because niggas, they always say they want a good girl, but then they also want like a whore in the bedroom, and it's just like, okay, but the only way you're gonna get that is if someone is experienced, but whatever. So but yeah, basically like the ambitious girl who she's multifaceted, she has different sides to her, this, that, and the third. But guys don't generally, I don't want to say guys, but a lot of times men don't really know what they want. And so it's like they want you, but they don't really want you. They just want the idea of you. And that's what a fun girl is to me.
Right.
Because I feel like I've been in a lot of situations where, specifically with my ex and another guy I was dealing with, where I felt like they really didn't want me. They just wanted the idea of me. And so that's what I consider a fun girl to be. So I told Khai I felt like I was a fun girl, and that I was kind of over it. I want someone to cherish me for me, and not because of me being like this fantasy to them. I don't like that. I'm not a vibe. I'm a woman. So
trademark that shit. Period.
saying.
There you go. Nah, yeah. I mean, I thought, well, obviously, when we were planning this episode, I told you I thought like fun girl was more so alpha female till we really got into it and we broke it down. Would I consider myself a fun girl? I don't know. I feel like Summer gave it that title for what it is, because that's really just your personality overall. You have a good head on your shoulders, this and that and the third. So I feel like she kind of just subjected it to being in that category of being a fun girl, when really it's just about being a good girl. You're really a good girl, but it's labeled as fun. I feel like because of, now she's speaking kind of on like both parties, like the nigga being involved and him dealing with her. So I feel like now that's why it's labeled fun, but it really just overall is being a good girl. So it doesn't take away from your character, because, the examples that you gave, not to go into like all types of detail, but like, like having a good head on your shoulders, people catching a vibe with you, this and that and the third. And that really doesn't take away, from your character. That's who you are. So you shouldn't label yourself as a fun girl. Summer, I feel like that's just what it is. But I feel like it's just overall being just a good woman.
Well, see, I had labeled myself as the fun girl because we were having a larger overarching conversation about love, because I was basically telling my friend. Shut up. I was basically telling Khai how I felt like it was hard for me to find love. Mainly because I feel like I'm trying to find the right way to put this, because I don't want to like completely dismiss myself, but also dismiss other men who possibly do find me attractive. Because I don't like to categorize people, but I feel like it's personal.
Put it out there. I mean, if you want to, put it out there.
I mean, I kind of have to, because that like basically I'm not a numb woman. I wouldn't say that. I love to say like this line of like, I don't hide behind the facade of nonchalance. I don't. I'm a deeply passionate woman. I feel everything, whether that's love, whether that's with friends, whether that's with my career. Like I feel everything. And I know a lot of women are in this generation of being numb to things, or shutting themselves off emotionally, or really being the niggas now. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Straightforward.
Not to get caught up in gender roles or anything like that, but that's essentially what women are. Women are the bosses now. Women are the ones that are starting businesses, and they're the ones that are out here paying their own bills and
really
traveling. Like, yeah, like the women really are the ones that are out here doing things now. And I think it makes it harder as far as when it comes to dating, because then your requirements for what you need, but also what you want changes. Because you're changing as a woman.
Right.
And that challenges a lot of gender roles. And of course that makes it harder to date. And I was saying that was why people call me a fun girl, because, I am ambitious. I do try. I would like to believe I have a lot going for myself, or coming to me. But I also think I have a pretty cool personality. I think I'm pretty fun. So I think that kind of makes it hard for me because I'm not the numb and shut down girl who's like, yeah, I'm gonna just use you to fucking and go about my business. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have had
like a
couple situations where I'm like, hey, this needs to be just sexual because that's all I want right now.
Like a city girl mindset,
right? Like, and I love that. Like, I
Yeah.
want a lot of you women to maintain that because, like, shit, we need that. But I'm saying for my sake, I can be honest and admit I can't be a city girl. I don't have that kind of mindset. I really can't be the girl that's like pay from like everything I got and
I
let's
could be
just
a
fuck
hot
and
girl as far as because Meg is like on some grinding mode shit. So I feel like when
Right.
she explained her definition for hot girl, it's like, you know, you on your shit, you doing what you got to do, you know, you accomplishing all these goals, this and that and the third. And then I feel like, you know, city girls is really like swipe them visas, nigga pay for everything. And then Meg, hot girl is more so independent, getting your degrees, doing what you got to do as a woman.
right. But I feel like it's like I feel like there can be balance between the two though, because like I know a few women who have degrees and have their own jobs and stuff like that, but they do have, you know, men who do like, you know, spot them out, show them love, this, that, and the third. But I also know I've had conversations with them and they really do have the mindset of I don't really need these niggas, this, that, and the third. But then when they do have those moments where they want them around, it's like, but look at the way you thinking about shit.
Right.
Like you can't want a trick on niggas, but then also want love.
It's like a contradiction.
It's very like hypocritical.
That
Yeah.
Nah, it is.
Contradictory. I wanted to say it, but I know I was gonna fuck it up, so I didn't want to say contradictory.
That's why I was like, yeah, that too.
But I was
That'll
just like, oh, contradictory.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. That's just me personally though. Like I just feel like you can't be like, yeah, I'm gonna use this nigga to trick or whatever the case may be, but you also want love. And I feel the same for niggas too. I feel like you cannot be the type that's like, yeah, I'm gonna just use this shorty or whatever to get this, that, and the third, but then you want someone to like cook and hold you and like do intimate things with you, like
Carisha, please. It's like, no.
Carisha, please.
Now, I agree with you though. As far as you saying like, you know, you're not that type of person and you're super secure with being, you know, not hiding your emotions and things like that. Because absolutely,
Kaya trap dealer.
Please don't say that.
Whatever you need, she got.
I'm really not.
Molly, weed, coke, heroin.
I'm a teacher. It's like, listen, don't listen to her.
She got it.
I do agree with you because I could say, in the sense, okay, like me, I'm a little bit of a hopeless romantic, of course.
Same.
Love Jones is my favorite fucking movie. So, right, I'm a hopeless romantic. It comes with being a water sign, nonetheless. However, it is kind of hard trying to find the balance of being a hopeless romantic and that I can say that some situations or sometimes I will be numb in. So while it's like, okay, you know, growing as an individual, correcting your mistakes and learning where you went wrong about everything or certain things, because sometimes we're so quick to point the finger to other people and then it's just like we don't point it to ourselves for a lot of shit that we allowed. So it's kind of like a two-way street. So it's like, oh, this person did this, and that, and the third. But it's like, okay, but you also did this. So had you played this differently, that whole situation could have either ended the right way or just ended, period. So I feel like I be trying to find a balance in between being numb. Well, now it's like I'm definitely working on this. So I'm stopping the act of being numb or this and that and the third. Like I've been numb to certain situations and to certain people, absolutely, yes. But I like we were saying, like over quarantine, as far as like growing, I'm always trying to grow as an individual. I feel like that's something everybody should be doing, like until they leave this earth, trying to find ways to improve themselves and how to be a better human being. So I can say that I've tapped into my vulnerability side and knowing that it's okay to be present in moments and to be vulnerable. Like, because worst things, I mean, it's like the only thing, you know, is really like on some shit like, okay, at least you could say you tried. You know, you was 100 with every move, and if it work out, you'll be good. And if it don't work out, you'll be good. So I can say, yeah, I agree with you, but then I was a little bit opposite because I was numb to certain shit.
Yeah.
Because I be quick. I don't got time for all that extra shit.
I've tried to be numb to things. Like, I really have tried to be the woman that's just like, yeah, like, fuck it, just do this, get that, da-da-da. But I really can't do it. And that's something that I had to admit to myself. Mainly because Khai had asked me a really good question, so I want to pose the question to you guys. Yeah, you had asked me a really
No, because I know your sister Khai too, so I'm like,
Okay.
Okay.
Khai had asked me a really great question, so I want to pose the question to you guys. Obviously, you guys can't respond back to us yet, but Khai had asked me, she's like, would you date yourself? And I was like, would I? That's a great question. And originally I told her no, that I would not date myself. And the reason I told her why I wouldn't date myself is because vulnerability moment. But I basically told her that I didn't find myself to be attractive. And then we broke that down and had a conversation about that. And it wasn't that I didn't think I was attractive. I had just been in situations where men had led me to believe that I wasn't attractive because I wasn't what they wanted.
Right.
But I'm still on the fence about would I date myself, because I feel like everyone has flaws, right? So, I mean, I think a big misconception when it comes to dating is like, there's no perfect person.
Mm-hmm.
So if there is no perfect person, then how do you go about dating? Like that's a difficult concept for me, because like there's like I feel like, I don't want to say I feel like men, because obviously I don't want to classify you guys, but I feel like there are certain men out here, at least the ones that I've encountered or heard other women that I know encounter, who like they want that girl, but then they want 10 other ones, and it's just like, okay, well, somebody got to fit for you. Like, I mean, monogamy is also a conversation in itself, and you know how that's supposed to fit into things, but like that is a question I think people do need to ask themselves, like, before you even think about dating someone else, nigga, would you date yourself?
That question, I asked you that question because we were having game night with a couple of other friends of mine, and my friend was like, yo, Khai, I want a girlfriend. And I'm like, okay, nigga, so go get her. Like, you not talking to nobody, what's up? So then he's just like, nah, I have trust issues. And I'm like, oh, okay. So what you doing to work on them? Like, do you work on yourself, this and that and the third? He's just like, nah, yeah. I be growing. And I'm like, okay, but when you grow, you got to grow in every aspect. You can't just be stagnant in that one area. You got to, reevaluate everything. So I feel like that's how that topic came about. And then, we started playing games, and then other people got involved. And it was really somebody just threw it out there and was just like, would you date yourself? And then the first thing he says is just like, yeah, I would. But then start listing, I'm not going to really say the bare minimum, but the bare minimum qualities.
The bare minimum qualities are,
I look good.
I look good. I could love you. I'm okay.
The outside shit,
all
right? So he's just like, yeah, I look good, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, okay, but how you operate, what you value.
What's that communication skills
What's your
like?
Communication skills like? Do you abide by principles? Like, really, how do you operate? And then that's when the conversation got super deep. But I feel like that is a question that everybody should ask themselves is, would you date yourselves? And that is so easy for people to just be like, yeah, of course. Like, look at me. Da-da-da-da. And it's just like, no, but nigga, really.
Would you
and not
date
even
yourself?
nigga say like, for a male's perspective or anything like that. But just like overall, like, look at you, but really look at you, like inside of you. Would you date yourself? And then some people would say, yeah, like I told you I would, aside from the bare minimum things we just listed, but it's just like the way I operate. I'm always growing, as a person, and, I don't like nothing stagnant. Communication, of course, can get tricky sometimes because of, previous situations, but as long as you're able to step up to that, admit that, and then work through that instead of just really throwing in those responses like, I hate that's just the way I am as person. And that's what I'm saying. Like, and people be like, yeah, I'll date me. But then when you ask them something about a situation or why they move the way they move, that's just the way I am. Y'all a little too old to be giving out those type of responses.
A lot of y'all are a little too old to be stuck in
like
your mindset.
way too old.
Like, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, just because you have a high sexual appetite, I mean, don't get me wrong, things like that do matter. Like I told you, you do need to be attracted, not just mentally, but also physically to a person you're dating, because
Right.
Obviously, chemistry plays a big role in that,
No,
and physical
yeah.
chemistry is a lie. Things like sexual like that does play a role in things. I'm not gonna lie and say it doesn't, but also, like, if we're having a discussion about things, can you properly communicate to me how you feel about something? Can you not get upset when I try to communicate something with you?
Can you comprehend?
Can you comprehend? Woo, that is
Can
a
you
big thing. If there is
comprehend?
one thing that I learned
There we go. Drop
from
the-
this week, and if you know the type of week I had, if it's one thing I learned this week, you niggas don't know how to comprehend shit. Like, period. Like, I can say something, well, that ain't me. I never said it was you.
They be so
like,
on defense
yeah,
mode,
like
yeah.
everything be like so on defense. Like, nigga, calm the fuck down. Like, y'all really don't know how to.
Whoa, Holiday.
Because a lot of y'all got mommy issues. Again, taking it back. A lot of y'all got mommy issues. A lot of y'all got daddy issues. And I'm going to need y'all to work through that, because that is going to better help you understand how to comprehend and hold conversations with other women outside of like that, or other people outside of your parents.
Right.
Because like, a lot of y'all really do have a problem with comprehending things. You guys don't know how to communicate your feelings towards things. You guys don't know how to even verbalize your anger in a way that makes sense. Like,
Right.
so, and that's not me judging, because that's something I've had to work through as well. But like,
Right.
when we really asking, would you date yourself? I'm not asking you about your physical qualities or anything, or like the basic qualities. Oh yeah, like I open doors for ladies and this, that,
Like,
and the third.
bravo.
Okay, like cookie, but like, here you go. But like, nah, like for real, like when you really do like take a deep dive inside, like there has to be things like, for instance, do you act one kind of way when you're drunk? Alcohol changes people. Some of y'all, I really do. Man, I'm not pulling cards today.
Okay, don't do that. Don't do that.
But some of y'all, like, how do you work under pressure? Sometimes a lot of people don't work well under pressure. Do you go ghost? Are you one of those people where when life starts hitting you hard, you decide, I don't want to like do this anymore, and you back out? Like, that's not going to help a relationship last.
Right.
Like, it's things like that. It really does play a role. Like, I'm just pointing out the things that sometimes might be a little bit hard. Like,
yeah, a lot of people are going through that, especially, I mean, women too, but especially the men. I would say men go through that a lot more than women, because I feel like it's very rare, and I could be wrong, but I'm never gonna say that every nigga is the same. That's never been my
Nah,
mentality.
like,
Even
definitely
after
not.
every failed relationship, like,
and
I've
everybody
always-
has flaws. Like,
right.
we are
But-
not perfect, because let me tell you right now,
Damn sure not.
I could definitely be a bitch sometimes.
But it's just like, okay, I would say more so the men have these type of problems where it's just like, the whole thing of you saying like, lacking communication skills. And then I feel like that also comes with, a lot of women are always working on themselves. And then there's some women who aren't, But for the few people that I know and I associate myself with, we're always for growth and working on ourselves.
Okay,
So-
but what do we define as working on ourselves, right? Because I don't want to just completely tell y'all you need to work on yourselves and then not give you some tools
Right.
to help you work on yourself. Because working on yourself does not mean staying to yourself. That doesn't mean
but
working
if
on
you
yourself.
have to, for a
If you
few,
have to,
yeah,
please,
if
by
you
all
have to
means,
for a few,
focus on yourself if need be. But staying to yourself doesn't help you actually figure out
Nah,
who you
not at
are.
all.
So what are some things that you've done to help you work on yourself that you feel like could be beneficial for others, specifically?
Oh,
Even-
y'all gotta.
it could be men or women.
Y'all
like, 'cause
gotta do
really-
shadow work.
Okay.
Everything starts.
Explain shadow work for some people who don't know.
It's kind of like going back to your early childhood, like pulling out the deepest part of things that you feel like may not even be a problem to you, but once you start analyzing them and looking over everything, you'll realize how these problems play a major role in your life, and kind of how it's built you to, it built you to be the person that you are. So I would say shadow work is kind of like, pulling your own card. But not only pulling your card, like, how when you give advice to people and they'd be like, yeah, I'm saying that go for me too. And then they'll continue on the conversation. But it's really like pulling your own card, and now you doing something about it. You working on yourself. You confronting the people who've played a major role in these problems that you've had or these problems that you realize and that you have now. So it really takes kind of like a soul searching thing within yourself to really realize like, okay, I need to work on this. My communication skills suck. Let me see where I went wrong with that. Aside from failed relationships and this and that and the third, which is most of the time why people choose to close down. But it's really just like, okay, did you speak up when this incident happened years ago involving a parent or something? So it's kind of like you got to really dig deep and then just start tackling that shit. And healing is never easy. It's ugly. It's not sunflowers and butterflies all the time and glitter and gold. It's none of that. But it's just like, it's, once again, reward. I always fuck up this word. Rewarding in the end. But it's something that needs to be done. So it can't just be like, oh, work on yourself. Yeah, but you really got to, like, pull your own card, really.
Nah, I agree. Because honestly, like, you asked me would I date myself, and I told you, like, no, I wouldn't date myself because I didn't find myself to be that attractive. And
Kia, I'm sorry, Kia blew my shit. She told me.
I'm like, whoa, what did I do? I got so, I was like, wait, huh?
No,
I'm like, wait, I didn't even finish.
Kia, I'm sorry.
My eyes literally
I'm not even about to be
I said, oh,
on this.
no.
Just know that Kia blew my shit when I asked her that question. She said no. I'm like, no. And
No,
then
my eyes did
and then you
widen
did give
just
me the bare minimum, like the whole attractive thing. I'm like, bitch, and like, okay,
Because
but
you
what
do
else?
need to be physically attractive to people.
Yeah, but don't overlook everything else that you bring to the table. Bitch, you be building tables, so.
And that's what I was about to get to in a second. So when we actually broke down like reasons why I would date myself, reasons why I wouldn't date myself, Khai then asked me another really important question. She said, do you think people are intimidated by you? Now,
I'm not saying nothing.
I don't personally think people should be intimidated by me. I mean, Khai, do you think people should be intimidated by me?
Are you a monster? It's like, nah. That's really some little kid shit. Like, oh, I'm scared because you're like a giant, you're a monster. No.
Okay, then.
No, I honestly don't think so. No.
Okay, because I have asked several friends of mine, like, should people be intimidated by me? And they're like, no, like, people shouldn't be intimidated by you, but I can see why or how people can be intimidated by you. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? And I think a big issue that we as women do have, especially those of us who are, like we said, out here grinding, out here getting our degrees, out here bossing up, starting businesses, working, making things happen for ourselves. We are becoming the niggas, quote unquote, to switch gender roles. We do have a hard time finding love, especially like more successful women, especially if you're older than that guy or you're more successful than that guy. I find that men, they may not admit it. Again, I'm not generalizing this, but some things that I've encountered, they do have a problem with being intimidated by women who may be younger or more successful than them and more successful than them. And that is a problem that I'm finding myself running into of like...
That's whack. Oh.
It's an issue I find myself running into.
That's whack. Why can't you just... Why can't niggas just give women their props, like salute her on that? I see what
I get saluted, but then they don't...
But I'm saying stand on it. Like, really mean that shit. Don't be sitting up there getting saluted or saluting these women
because I think it's a challenge.
But nigga, focus on you. Like, focus on what y'all on two different levels. You doing what makes you happy, and he or whoever does what makes them happy. So it's just like, it's not even a challenge. Like,
but they also have egos. I mean, we have egos as well, but sure, like a man's ego is different from a woman's ego.
So do you think you have more pride than a man? Because men pride is a little bit...
Yes, I do think I have more pride. I'm also... I hate to say this. I've been more ambitious than any man I've tried to talk to or that has tried to talk to me.
And that's on period.
But I don't...
Nah, I can't really...
I don't like that.
With an exception... All right, let me think real quick. 2.5. With an exception of one, I would agree with you. Heavy
See
on
what I'm talking about?
So overall...
And we're both, what? Single. You see my point here?
Yeah. But I do agree with you. know. It's a spooky time.
It is.
Everybody
really
should be giving and getting a props that they deserve, and it's just like a lot of hating behind the scenes, and it's just like, why? And I get it, because some women really are out here on their shit. Like,
they are. Women really are out here on their shit, and that makes it harder for us to date, because like I said, as you become more successful, especially when you a young bitch out here getting to it, like the more successful you become. And when I say success, I don't mean like you out here without like a whole bunch of money in your account, shit like that, because success is different for everyone.
a mental success.
Right, but when you're out here focusing on you, doing you, shit like that. Excuse me. I burp anytime I drink anything. I'm fucking disgusting. But like, when you are out here, hustling and doing everything that you need to do, like, it can be harder for you to date, because what you expect from men change, what you want from men change, and sometimes you just really can't find that out here. And like, it's no like disrespect, because it's a lot of dudes out here like that are my friends or that I'm cool with, who I like show much love and respect to. But I know that if I ever were to like try to shoot a shot or see where it would go, I know that I would in some way, shape, or form be more overpowering in that relationship, because I just have more of a go-getter spirit. And that's nothing against them, but I just know that I'm just built a little different. And right now that makes it hard for me to date, and I understand that. I'm aware of that. And it makes it even harder because I'm not one of those numb women where I can't just shut down and be like, well, I'm gonna just use this nigga for whatever I need and keep on moving.
Right.
I am passionate. Like, I feel things. Like, if I like you, if I'm fucking with you, then I'm really fucking with you. And so it makes it harder for me, because I can't just detach from things. Like, and that's an issue and a flaw that I'm working through, my detachment issues. But like, that is something that is hard for me. Like, I love, and that's something I want. Like, your favorite movie is Love Jones. My favorite ones are like Love Jones and Brown Sugar. So it's like, it really is hard for me to like. It's like of course I'm gonna keep grinding, doing me, like being a hustler, but I'm not too like immature to say, or I'm not too weak to say like I do want love. But however, right now it is like hard for me because of circumstances. I don't want to say circumstances that are out my control, but just me understanding that like the group that we're dating in, the dating pool that we're in right now, is just not the best. And I just wanted to like have this episode to express that, because I've spoken to other women who also are out here like in school, opening up businesses. They work, they have things going for themselves, and it's hard for them to date too, and they're going through a lot relationship wise as well. And I just wanted to really create this platform to say like, big up to y'all. Like, I'm proud of you guys for still hustling and doing everything you're doing. And in due time, like, love will come to all of us, but it's just a little hard right now, because
that's like one of those things. It's like when you stop looking, that's when it'll find you, right? Kind of the saying, the old school saying, when you stop looking, it'll find you.
Yeah, but we all want love. We all want intimacy.
Okay.
So, but yeah.
Even though I'm a gangster. It's like, nah.
I'm gonna still be there. I'm an ethereal gangster, as I say.
Always gonna be a little bit of gangster.
Always gonna be a little bit
But
of
no,
gangster.
seriously, yeah. I agree.
I think this was a good episode.
We out of time already? Damn. We
I
really
think we are.
I feel like. Marv, we out of time? Yes or no? Oh.
What are we supposed to do in 3 minutes? Oh, sure. Let's plug some people. I'm like, what the hell? What the hell am I going to do for 3 minutes? I can never. Oh, I was about to say I can never put my password in correctly.
Kia, who you think about plugging?
Oh, can I plug yourself and then I'll plug myself? And then, wait, you was about to ask me what was you about to ask me?
What are you about to do? Who are you about to plug?
Oh, that's what I was going through. I was going through Instagram to figure out who I was going to plug, honestly, because I don't really. Oh, I know who I'll shout out. I'll shout out my friend Bria. Her name is Bree Woo on Instagram. Bria, she like, my girl is college degreed up.
Period.
And she just launched, well, she didn't just, but she has a hair care company called Spicy Hair Care. Definitely check that out. It's for men and women. So please do check that out. I want to shout out my sis Shannon. Her name is It's Shannon Nicole on Instagram. It's Shan on Twitter. She's like, well, she's not like, she's one of my best friends. And she's a filmmaker. She has a club called Black Film Queen. That's really dope. I'm trying to find one more woman to shout out. Oh, I want to shout out one of my really good friends, my sis, Khadija, but you might know her as Lux or Luxury, Life of Luxury on Instagram and Twitter. But she actually just became a real estate agent. So I'm so proud of her because I remember when she first told me, like, yeah, I'm going to go and do it. And I was just like, all right, bet. And now she actually got it. So if you need some property or a house or whatever you're looking for, please hit up my good old sis. And then you got any plugs you want to?
I want to plug myself into my bed. I want to go to sleep.
Oh, I thought you was going to actually. I'm like, go ahead, plug yourself.
No.
Kai's a model.
Kia.
That's what she's working on right now. So if you need a model for your brands and stuff, please hit up my sis. She's a podcaster of Pack Lite podcast. I'm a journalist. I have my own website. It's called astoldbykia.com. I'm currently in the process of launching a magazine called Interrupted Magazine. Outside.
And we just did a shoot for that Saturday.
Period. Let me see. What else do I do? Oh, and I'm a creative director. So yeah.
All that good stuff.
Bam.
See, it would have been different if you said you could plug yourself. Because I was going arrogant thinking.
No, that's why I have pointed to you because I told you to plug yourself.
All right. Yeah, guys. I do a little modeling.
Also, like,
a little razzle dazzle.
Guys, if you're watching this, if you're sitting at home doing nothing, sitting on your couch. Remember
What?
If you're at home sitting on your couch doing nothing.
What are you about to say?
If you are a guy at home who is watching this or listening to this, and there's a girl out there who you feel maybe like, damn, I don't know if she gonna want a nigga like me, this, that, and the third. You just never know. So go out there and shoot your
females
shot.
Too.
If you're, oh damn, you ain't even give me a chance to like get
females too.
And ladies, if there's a guy out there that you feeling or whatever, but you feel like you're not good enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not this, that, and third. I go through it all the time. The reason I haven't shot my shot yet with this nigga is because I don't think I'm pretty enough.
That's why I just
but
yelled
I want
at
you guys. Whoa! But I want you guys to know that you guys are bad bitches. And when I mean that, I mean like y'all out there working. Some of y'all are out here working and going to school and y'all being mothers. Like y'all out here in school, y'all getting degrees, y'all opening up businesses. I want to tell you that I'm so fucking proud of you, and you bitches got your own respectfully. Woo! This is a nice empowerment episode. I feel like I should. She works hard for the money. Go ahead, exit me out, Mark. So hard for honey. Da 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 da.